Happy Thursday! It is Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Thursday.
Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. I hope you've had a lovely hour with David next door, showing you all those goodies. We had a lovely busy show to start 1st of May. White rabbits, if that's a thing in your house. We always say white rabbits on the 1st of the month. It's good luck, apparently. So, welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. So let me tell you a little bit about us. We're a craft company and we do a lot of product development. We're based in Derbyshire in a little village called Clay Cross, surrounded by beautiful scenery, which is incredibly inspirational when we're designing product. And we're a smallish team, there's 29 of us. So we have our warehouse and then we have our creatives and our graphic designers. And it's just a fabulous place to work, I'm not going to lie. Now, what we've done recently, it's probably about 10 months now, 10 and a half months since we started doing live shopping. And what we love about it here as a team is the fact that we can interact with you on a daily basis, which is wonderful. The other great thing is that you don't need to leave us to go and shop. You can literally shop while you watch, which is absolutely fantastic because that means you don't need to miss a second of demonstrations or deals. And we can bring you deals now that we could never bring you previously because of the different margins and the way it works. So we can now pass on savings to you, which is really fabulous. So you can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop on either of our social platforms, we're going to show you a product and that product will have a code. And all you need to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. And that's going to pop it into a basket for you. How clever is that? I know, right? It's brilliant, isn't it? Then we're going to send you a message that says thank you for your order. And inside that message, there will be a link. When you're ready to turn those goodies into Happy Post, you're going to click on that link and that's going to take you to our website. Please log into your account. If you haven't got one with us yet, open one because it's free to do so and it automatically makes you a member of Club Highlight, which means that from your very first order, and on all your orders, you get your extra club discount, you get loyalty points that you can build up and spend against festival tickets, against classes and against product. And you also, on a basket spend over £35, get free shipping. Now, if you're going to shop with us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com, all you're going to do is add the items that you wish to purchase to your basket. They'll all go into a little red shopping bag that'll appear at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to turn those into Happy Post, you're going to click on that bag and it's going to take you through that checkout process. But please, please, please remember to log in. Now, there's something else that I can tell you now, which is really exciting, because for a while you've all been asking if you can build a basket. Well, now you can. So if you go onto highlightcrafts.com and you look for the live shopping page, which is where you will watch us if you watch us on the website, underneath on there is a little button that says schedule. If you click on that, there's then another button that says view today's deals. So you can look at all the deals on all the shows and build your basket and then check it out. So it's super, super easy to do, which is just, it's fantastic. We also have another website called liveshopping.vip which we use when we're bringing in people from the outside, so not part of Highlight Crafts. For example, Sarah from Funky Fossil is on today. And the reason we do it on a different website is a couple of reasons. First of all, we need to keep ours fast. We need to keep highlightcrafts.com easy to shop on and fast, which is why we started another one. The other reason is we have brand shops on there from different brands. So when they leave the building, their product stays on that website. But the most exciting bit is that our outside suppliers can set their own discounts. So for example, there was a show I did the other day. It was £72.89 for the big bundle, but there was a £27 saving. So that's more than you would get with us with your discount and your points. So it balances everything out. So if you see Amanda this afternoon, she'll be on a different website, but it's all under one company, which is brilliant. It gives you an option to be able to shop from other brands whenever you like, which is great. Right, so let me introduce you to my team this morning. We've got Ethan on cameras. Give us a wave, Ethan. There he is. We've got Amber producing. And we've got our lovely Stephanie who's going to be demonstrating for you now. 2 minutes before we came on, she's like, oh, I'm really excited. I'm really, really, really excited. They need this and they need this. I'm like, right, so let me show you. Oh, hands up already.
So I woke up in the night thinking about, I'd already planned my demos, because this is all going to be about techniques and these beautiful new stencils we've got. And I got a lot of very fine detail, so I planned my techniques and I thought I want to try something, but I don't know if it's going to work, and it blinking worked. I thought of it in the night.
Wow! So
I'm really excited about sharing this too. So even if you're going out, you can't go until I've shown you this little bit, because honestly, it's really clever.
Absolutely.
I'm like chuffed to bits.
Or
I've got goosebumps.
Good stuff. If you're going out and you're not driving, caveat, you can watch us on your phone as you go, which is super cool, right? We had people sat outside yesterday watching us. It was fabulous. Right, so that's all the housekeeping dealt with. Let me introduce you to the products that we've got for you today. Go on.
Samples.
I know, they're lovely, aren't they? So let me show you the stencils and then we'll have a look at those samples in closer detail. So these are, it's shop lace. You're going to get 8 stencils. They're A5 in size. You've got a £17.47 saving on a brand new product. Now we don't have to do that, but because we can, we will. So £22.49 is your price. So you've got these beautiful wreaths. Look at this one. This is lovely. This would be great if you're on your painting perfection journey as a starting point, and then you could paint over that. And then you've also got this lovely heart ivy wreath in there as well, so you're getting those two. Then you're going to get your different sunflowers, and what we do with our stencils is try and put lots of different designs on. So you've got the individual stem, you've got the sunflower head by itself, which could be your background, you've got your sunflower corner with the foliage in there, and then we've broken them down into individual elements. So think about when we bring you stamps and you have those worker stamps that do backgrounds. These are your worker stencils. Then you're also going to get these beautiful, these 2 roses, one that's almost like a corner and then one that comes up. So these are going to be brilliant on squares, circles, ovals, rectangles. Also, you've then got these fabulous owls. How cool are these? These are absolutely fantastic. So you're going to get 8 stencils in total. Shop lace, £22.49. Remember, you've got that £17.47 saving on a brand new product. That's super exciting. So let's, Ethan, can you squeeze through there and come and have a look at some of these stencils, my love? Good lad. There we go. Look at this one. So this one's been done and just split across the middle. So that isn't even an extra piece of card. It's just been embossed through the middle, and then the stencil moved up to create that lovely wreath on there. Then you've got your owls with your hearts and your sunflowers. Look how they've used them in different ways. So you've got your owl and then you're surrounded with all the different sunflower stencils. This is a lovely one. Look at this. How fabulous is that? And then cutting pieces out once you've stenciled it and layering them up. And how different do they look on black than they do on cream? Look how fabulous that is. Isn't that great? Somebody's been spritzing, I think, with what's it called? Shake and gilt.
Shake and gilt,
Went completely then. And then look how beautiful this is, just using it with a panel. So ink or paint first, and then you stencil over the top. They're beautiful, aren't they? And then combining them with your die cuts. So if you've got your beautiful tattered lace die cuts, they're going to work perfectly with this because they're from that same brand. And even stenciling onto candles. How fabulous are they? Oh, mind yourself, Ethan. We don't want a trip to casualty today, thank you. So shop lace is going to get you those for £22.49. Now we also have another set of stencils called Dream, and these are fantastic. So these are the ones that you could use with your bolder elements, so maybe on a bag, maybe on a t-shirt, something like that, because the fabric paints that we sell from Cadence are brilliant, so they're going to be fabulous through this. So you've got Dream Big, which is always a good. Positive affirmations, we like those. Oh, bear with, we've got a little bit tangled here, haven't we? This is why you need stencil storage. You've got Make It Happen. That's a good motto. That's what we do on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And then you've got Follow Your Heart. So you're getting these 3 Shop Dream for $14.99. I love those. I think they're great. And positive affirmations. We're all about that, aren't we? Also, if you are buying these, you can scan these into your scan and cut and make them bigger for your heat transfer vinyl, which happens to be coming up at 10 o'clock today with new colours. I know. Very excited. Right, next, brushes. Now, these are the ones that Stephanie said you need. She doesn't say that very often, but you need these. And these are very different to a regular stencil brush. They're a little bit more like the stippling brushes. So these is Shop Brush. They're from a company called Artbox. You're getting 4 of the stippling ones, and you're getting the 5 paint brushes. I love the colours on the bristles. They're fabulous, aren't they? Shop Brush, $9.99 is going to get you that bundle. Yes,
so there's a reason that you if those guys of you that know me really well will know that I need 3 reasons to buy something, and also 3 reasons for you to buy it too, because just needing it and wanting it's not enough. It needs to do its job. That's really, really important. So, and it needs to be good value for money. It needs to be the best price that we've seen it at. So these brushes, think about when you're doing gluing, touching up, all that time you reach for a brush and think, right, where to get? Oh, I can't use that one, that's my best one. What you've got in here is you've got a set of brushes that are so affordable that you can use them for literally anything. Going in behind something and putting just the tiniest little bit of adhesive, and then not worrying that the bristles are going to get gummed up because you've got to leave it for 10 minutes while you finish off the card and then go and wash it. These brushes, using them as stenciling brushes. Now, I'm going to show you different techniques with them, but because they've got these nylon bristles, which they all have, they're brilliant. So when I'm looking at reasons to buy, you've got them for stenciling, you've got them for gluing, you've got them for touching up. They're so affordable, they're going to save you money because you're not going to spoil your best brushes. But also the other thing is, because they've all got little coloured handles, they're easy to identify. You're not going to mix them up with the other things that are in your kit. So and I'm going to show you how to use them, and then you're going to see lots of reasons you need them. It's a must for me.
Absolutely. Another reason for me why I would buy those is because they don't shed.
No, absolutely.
That's the thing for me.
Oh yeah, it's a really good point.
So you're not going to get any stray bristles in your work that you're then got to go in and take out. Yeah. Fabulous. A brilliant reason to buy those. I love that. And like you said, I love the colours. Listen, as crafters, we love colour, don't we? So let's bring it into our tools as well. Right, next one, we're bringing you these 6 stippling brushes. Now, you will have seen Stephanie demonstrate these before if you're a regular viewer. If you're brand new, welcome. And just share with us that you're new, and everybody in our group, everybody that's watching, all our highlighters, will make you very, very welcome. So these are the same material as these, which again means no shedding, but they've got a bigger surface area. So that means that you can blend with 2 or 3 colours and get those 2 or 3 colours on here and then stipple as a blend, which are fabulous. I know Stephanie's fallen in love with these brushes. David absolutely loves them as well for his cadence. So 6 of those, and again, incredibly affordable, $14.99 for 6. Now remember, you're then going to get your club discount and your loyalty points, and you get that basket to over £35. There's no shipping either. So a great opportunity now to stock up on the tools for your paint and your stencils. Right, nature next. We're bringing you 6 traditional stencil brushes. So you're getting 2 packets, one with a smaller head, a medium and a large. I love these with the natural, the wooden bit here, because they just look fabulous, don't they? You've got the different sizes. You've got the metal bezel there. When you're cleaning them, just run them under warm I put a little bit of washing up liquid in my hand. Do that in the middle of my hand, get all the paint out and then clean it, wash it underneath. But we do have brush cleaners coming up at 11 o'clock as well. So if you're getting these, tune in at 11 because there'll be something for you on that show as well. So Shop Nature, 6 brushes for $9.99. What we're trying to do is keep everything affordable so you can try all these different techniques. Right, next. Now then, this is one of my top 3 products from Cadence. It looks really innocent and boring, doesn't it? It's an A4 piece of foam, but this is a game changer because unlike other foam, it doesn't soak in all the paint and then hold it back. It literally lets it flow out. It's fabulous. It's washable. so you can reuse it time and time and time again. The other side of it, so the dense side of it, is brilliant for smoothing out your rice papers. It's also fabulous if you want to heat it with a heat gun and push items into it. Maybe it's going to be coins or keys or buttons, and you can actually create a stamp with it. So then your paint goes over the top, and then you stamp it and you're left with a fabulous impression. But when you heat it back up again, it goes back to the way that it was before. Also really good for embossing on, if you haven't got an embossing mat, and just a fabulous all-round product. We had one of our lovely friends and family from home one of our customers come on an academy class, and she said she'd used a piece of this to paint a whole bathroom. She said it was the best applicator she'd ever used. So if you want that one, Shop Sponge, $5.99. I also use it for my stencil glue to retech my scan and cut mats now, because it's washable, which is brilliant, so you can use it over and over again. Right, talking about stencils, you are going to want a stencil spray. And this is fabulous. Now, I found another use for this the other day. So not just with the foil pen or the back of your stencils or your rice papers, I actually used it on the back of a piece of card that I was using with the paper piercing kit from Brother. That should, fingers crossed, be back in next week. And because what happens with the needle when it's piercing is it does that, and it does it quite fast, and it does it a lot. So over time, if it's like 25-30 minutes to pierce something, it can lift the card slightly from the mat. So having this on the back of the card means it stays flat, which means that you get a proper pierce every single time. But also, I mean, this is just something that every crafter should have in the stash, because it's the best stencil spray I have ever used. It doesn't string, it doesn't go gloopy. It's a super fine mist. It's almost like a hairspray, and you don't need very much of it, so that's going to last you a long time. Shop spray, $9.99. That's UK only. Okay, we can't send aerosols through the post abroad. Then we've got our cleaner. So if you want a stencil cleaner, this is going to be really good if you've used something like your hybrid acrylics to clean that up. Shop Clean, $12.99. You've got a £2 saving on that today, which is brilliant. Not something that you're going to use every single day unless you stencil every single day, but it's absolutely fabulous for cleaning off that excess paint. Again, UK only. Now, these are cracking deals. I don't know how we've done this, but we've done it, and I'm really glad we have. So we've got 20 foam brush applicators. Look at these, 20 of them in here for £8.49. So you can apply your glue with these. You can apply your paint with these. They're fabulous. And to get 20 of them is brilliant, because then you're not like, oh, I've only got 3. I don't want to keep washing it out and having to wait for it to dry. So you can do a project that has 20 completely different colours in, and you've got a sponge for each layer, which is just fabulous. Again, they're a really good quality foam. They come from Royal and Langnickel, which means that they're artist quality, because they're an art brand, so you know that you're getting a really good quality item there. Shop Foam, £8.49. Now then, speaking of foam, we've got 4 packets.
That's a deal.
Isn't it just? I put this out today, I was like, I'm sure I need to check this price, but apparently I don't. So, all 4 packs, you're getting 40 of them across the 4 packs. You've got different sizes in there, so the larger ones, the mid-size ones, and the smaller ones. These are fabulous for your stencils. Because you've got the tinier ones and the medium ones in here, you can do your smaller areas with a sponge. So if you prefer a sponge application, and it does give you a different look to a brush, then these are absolutely for you. I'll tell you something else, and I picked this up off Jamie Rogers. If you're putting glue on the back of a fine die cut, use one of these. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He literally pounced it in glue, pounced it on the back of the die cut, and then there's no bleed out of the glue because you're not putting a thick layer on. Absolutely fantastic. So, Shop Quad, $19.99 is going to get you 40 of them. You've got a £7.97 saving on that.
That's brilliant.
That is absolutely brilliant.
The next lot of stock will be more expensive,
okay,
but while we've got them, they're going to be at that price. I'm going to get those added to my next show.
It's 50p.
I know.
For each one.
That's absolutely brilliant.
It is. Superb.
Yeah.
Right, now then, paint. Do you fancy 20 colours of our Taser paint? Did you say they've just been bought by Plaid?
Yeah, they have, and the price has gone
And the
up.
price has gone through the roof. I bet it has, absolutely. So you're getting 60 mil in each one, and you've got 20 colours. Well, you haven't. You've got every colour you can imagine because you can mix them together. And what I love about this set is you've got your colour families. So you've got your oranges into your yellows, into your greens, into your blues, pinks, reds. You've got your pastel colours in here, but you've also got your neutrals, which means that not only can you mix your colours, but you can create all the tints, tones and shades. So if you have a pure colour and you add white to it, it makes a tint because it makes it paler. If you add black to it, it makes a shade because it makes it darker. If you add white and black, so grey, which we've already got grey in here, so you don't even need to mix it, it will knock the colour back. It will make it look more vintage because that then makes it a tone. So it's really interesting with colour. But when you've got 20 colours, and it's a lovely quality paint, for $19.99, I know, £1 a bottle, before your club discount. I know, right? Shop Paint is going to get you that. They all come in a box, so they're all nicely stored for you, but a fantastic paint, and this is what Stephanie's going to be using as well in this hour. Then you've also got Shop Pastel, which is going to bring you your soft pastels and your extender, which means that you can do things with these that you wouldn't be able to do without it. It loosens that pastel and it makes it much more blendable. It's a superb way of doing it. And also with your rollers, because you can make your own rainbows, can't you, which I love. So Shop Pastel, $9.99. You've got a $2.99 saving on that. And then finally, Shop Oil. Now on here you've got your oil pastels and you've got your blending stumps, and this is a fabulous technique. This is what you've been using this morning, isn't it, Stephanie?
Well, I've got another surprise.
Have you got another surprise?
Yeah.
Well, I love that. So Shop Oil is going to get you all of that for $9.99. Then your discount plus your points, and then get that basket to over £35, so you get free shipping. Right, my lovely, are you ready for us?
I'm super excited about this. Right, everybody, come here so I can share this with you. So first of all, I'm going to use the oil pastels, and I've got these lovely stencils, which are really detailed. When we design stuff in-house and we bring you stuff like this, you may have some of these designs as tattered lace, but they have literally transcended into stencil designs beautifully. So I've taken one of them. I've already got it on my desk here. And I've put some stencil spray on the back of it. Now, oh my goodness, he's doing it again. You're determined that I'm going to marry you, aren't you? Our lovely Ethan's down on one knee. I tease him ever so much, but he's so lovely. But it makes him blush a little bit. Anyway, what we've done then, so we've put this on here, and I've got some stencil adhesive. Now, I've used watercolour card because it's a little bit textured. So to get a very smooth blend with oil pastels on a textured card, you've got to properly work it until you do this. So
I have a quick question.
Go on.
Will these stencils be coming out as SVG files, we're being asked?
I think they already are, but I'll double check for you.
Maureen C will make that happen.
Absolutely. Right, I've put a little bit of my oil pastels on here. And often what happens when you just put a little bit out like that, it goes lumpy like this. Watch this. This is Mal, look, watch what happens. Sorry, because this is really good. So you get your pastel. No, let me do it with the red.
This is your oil pastel.
This is my oil pastel.
Right.
So you put a tiny bit of extender on.
Yep.
Now, what you're thinking is, look at how it's just melted it.
Wow.
But the problem is now that's wet. It's going to bleed underneath the stencil.
Yeah.
So this is all you do.
You're proper excited, aren't you?
Because
this has made your day, this.
I was like, is it even going to work? Because these brushes are nylon, because they're straight, the filament that goes up that creates the actual brush, the bristles, is super straight. So when I put it down like this, because it's literally a pole, it's pulling the water, the capillary action's pulling the water from that bristle, and it's pulling it straight down like this.
Wow.
So literally by touching it to there, it's gone.
So you're basically just using it to blend the oil pastel, aren't you?
Yes.
Perfect.
But so now there's no liquid, so it's not like an oil using a silicone oil or a baby oil or anything else. That doesn't happen. So now I can come in here and I can literally blend with it.
That shows you the quality of the stencils.
Oh my God. The stencil, but also this brush.
Absolutely.
Blinking brilliant. So on a watercolour card, I can't wait, I'm going to show you. On a watercolour card, look at that. Blendability.
Wow.
Right, so I'm just going to finish this design.
That makes stenciling really easy, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness, it changes it.
It does.
Completely
Absolutely, it does.
Changed it. So now I'm going to go into the purple, pick up the purple. Should have done it on my purple brush. Get a little bit of the blue as well.
Right.
Right. So I'm just using. Look at how it's melting that oil pastel.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But the thing about it is there is no water residue. It is not leaving any liquid. But it's the brush that's doing that. I can't believe the price of these.
I know.
For this technique.
Absolutely.
If they just said we're using these brushes for the capillary action of pulling the extender down to be able to create and stencil like this brush would be 4 times the price. It's just a fluke. So I've put those colours on now. Look, let me just come in here. And I've got blues and reds and all sorts in here. So let me just get that a little bit off. I'm literally working it. And look at, because it's only gone up a tiny little bit, but I'm pushing it into my design. And you can the stencils obviously are absolutely phenomenal. But look, I can sweep it, I can swirl it, I can hold it tight and get right into the detail of it. I never knew I was going to love a brush as much as I love this. So I am literally just using it for all of this detail that I've got here. Now I'll just do a bit more down here because I want to blend it all. Right, take a look at this now.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay, 20% of these brushes are, no, shop paint, sorry. 20% of the paint, the 20 bottles of Arteza are now allocated in people's baskets, and 30% of the foam, which are these. Good shout, that. So for what, £30, less than £30, that before you discount, you're going to get 20 bottles of paint and 20 of these. So you've got one for each colour. How fabulous is that? Right, the brushes that Stephanie's using, you're going to get 4 of those and the paint brushes, and you can see the quality of having those bristles. For me, it means that the bristles don't shed. I love that idea. That is shop brush, and all of it is $9.99. Right, let's go back to Stephanie. How much? 15% of that's gone.
Right.
Perfect. Well done, guys.
I just want to show you a bit more of it, and then I'm moving on to the paints, guys.
Perfect.
So I'm going to go into my extender and pick up the extender, or you can put it into the paint directly. It's up to you. But look, it melts it. It literally melts the paint. So you can melt it. So now I'm using those colours to create my own shade. So then you come onto a piece of kitchen paper, something absorbent, and you just get that little bit off. You literally just touch it until it stops pulling the extender down. So look, it's done it. That's it.
And what are you putting your pastel onto?
I'm using my palette paper. So look at how, because of where I did it, so I'm just going to rub it a little bit harder and blend it. So look at how I got that brown and the soft green. So you can get really soft colour.
Brilliant.
Now, if you want darker colour with the pastels, look at the difference in those colours. Take your blending stump and you can literally blend this. So I'm going to blend these edges like this and blend the edge. Now, I need to show you that on a stencil. So what you can do is, let me see if I can get this back on. Oh, this is a bit risky saying I'm going to do this. Let me just try it. I think I might be able to. Now, because of the way the stencils are made, they are designed to fit this, an A5 piece of card front. So I'm just going to go there. Right, I've got it there. Right, so now what I've got here, I'm just picking up some of that stencil. So I need you to, you'll see it when I lift this up. So I'm just going to put that in. I'll just do a little bit so you can see. Let me put that green on here to pick it up from. And these are brilliant. All you have to do with them is you work with them, and then you use a sanding block to actually take away the nib. So you can, or a pencil sharpener. Look at how much stronger the colour is. So with a combination of these two techniques, think about what you're going to be able to do. You're going to go from that to that. That, for me, now means that from one set of pastels, I've got this whole spectrum of tint, shading and colouring all from there. So when I said you needed 3 reasons to buy, tint, shade and colour in one go with one set of pastels. Your brushes, your brush technique, that new brush technique where you literally are melting it but taking away. If I did that with baby oil, there's no way it would pull all the oil off. It just wouldn't do it. The oil would stick. Silicone oil, it would stick. I was trying it with silicone oil thinking I'm not getting the effect I want because it still was too liquid. Thought, I wonder if Extender will work. That product, this, has just given you another reason to buy that, besides all the millions of reasons I use it already. I've got a painting show later on in the week where I'm going to be showing you painting. Oh, is it? What we're doing today? Is it painting techniques today?
Painting techniques.
Oh, today. I'm going to show you marbling. I'm going to show you some tortoiseshell. I'm going to show you how to use the paints you've already got. But for me,
that's perfect.
That's just changed that.
Okay, Amber, do we have the palette paper on the show, darling, please? Can you tell me the details? Shop Artist. And how many sheets do we get and how big is it, please?
It's 40 sheets and it's 9 times 12.
9 inches by 12 inches. So you
What
get,
it says.
so you get 40 9-inch by 12-inch sheets. So you can put those down. So if you were buying them as A6, you would get 4 to each sheet, and it's brilliant. And you can wipe it clean and reuse it, but it's a really easy clean up. So if you want that, it's Shop Artist and it's $9.99. The oil pastels with the blending stumps are Shop Oil, and they are $9.99. 10% of those are now allocated in people's baskets. These are also really good with using a graphite pencil.
Yeah,
because they blend. You get the light shade and dark in with those. They're perfect. If you want the pastels with the extender, it's Shop Pastel and it's $9.99. You've got a $2.99 saving on that one, which is fantastic. Right, let's just do a quick recap of 1 or 2 of the things on here. These are your stencils. So you're going to be getting 8 A5 stencils. The one that Stephanie has just been using is this one. These are Tattered Lace designs. So I've just seen in the comments one of you's put, oh, I was doing die cutting with these the other day. I know, right? How fabulous is that? You've got your sunflowers, you've then got your wreaths, and you've got your owls. So all 4 sets. Today is Shop Lace, $22.49, gets you 8 stencils. That is less than 16.24. That's less than £3 a stencil.
I know.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I know, because I made Katie do a deal and she was like, she proper screwed her face up at me.
Shop Lace, $22.49. Right, Ethan, I want you to come round and have a look at these samples for me again, please, because these are stunning. Our design team, as ever, have done a fabulous job. So you've got the circle wreath in there, masked off with a piece of copy paper or tape, and then look how beautiful that is. It's really simple, but it's stunningly beautiful. Then you've also got your sunflowers and your owls on this card here. You've got the owl by itself and then cut into some of the pieces to use that from a different stencil, which is great. Then you've also got the owl on black. Look how lovely that looks in metallics. Aren't they fabulous? Absolutely stunning. I love the simplicity of this. I think it's absolutely wonderful. So use your extender with your paint, mask off, create your background, and then paint over the top with your stencil. And then look how different that wreath looks when it's done in colour. And using those Tattered Lace dies behind in the bottom corner to accentuate it and draw the eye in the top corner. And then even on a candle using the candle paint from Cadence. And if you do it with that paint, you can burn the candle, which is superb. Right, Stephanie, 50% of shop brush, which are these brushes that Stephanie's been using, 50% of them now are allocated and in people's baskets. Remember, guys, you need to be checking out those baskets. So first of all, the sooner you check out your basket, the sooner we can pick and pack your order and get it shipped to you. We try and do it, if the orders come in before 1 o'clock, we try our best to get them out so they're with you the same day, okay? The other reason is we're starting to put in repeats. So somebody could come home from work at lunchtime or in the evening and watch some of the shows back. If you haven't checked out your basket, they can take that product from your basket, because on our system, it still shows as available. Okay, so don't forget also, oh, they've gone, have they? Shop foam's gone. Okay, well done if you've got those. Again, don't forget to be checking out those baskets, because they're not yours yet. And you don't want anybody else to get them, because I know what that feels like. It's not nice, is it? You want them. Want them for yourself. I know, because that's what we like. We like squirreling, don't we, crafters? Right, let's go say good morning to a few people, and then we'll go back to Stephanie. What surfaces will the Arteza paints go on, is asking Marina Bowen's asking. Thank you for your question.
Sorry, I'm interrupting
That's
you.
all right.
They will go on to tin, onto fabric, onto terracotta, paper, card, walls, wood, furniture. Now, the difference is, you're going to see when I'm working with it, it's a more fluid consistency than our hybrid acrylics, and it doesn't have this, it has different properties. So it isn't as, I'm going to say, if you're putting it outside, put a coat of aquastone varnish over it. If you're going to use it, I wouldn't use it on china, because it's not food safe unless you coat it, but put it on the back. And also, if you're putting it onto fabric, then make sure that you iron it on the reverse to heat set it, and then don't literally hand wash it. It's not as quite as robust as your other paints are, but that's reflected in the price.
Absolutely.
And it will do things the others won't do. So you're getting a different product.
Yes, absolutely. Wendy Corbett says, I check all the deals in the morning before I go to work, Mel, so I don't miss out. Well done, Wendy. I ordered the paints and tote bag earlier this morning. Good for you. That's fabulous. Mitch Walker says, I do that too. I check during the night. Love
Good
that.
for you, Mitch.
Morning to everybody that's watching us. We're sorting out the SVGs for you. We'll make that happen. Right, so you're all sat waiting and watching. Good morning to you all. Daphne, Jane, Jonathan, Mitch, Lynn. We've got lots of you. Marina, Carol Lewis is in there this morning. Jonathan, loads of you. Sharon Noble says hello. Tina Jackson, Sharon Taylor. We've got lots of you, which is fantastic. Right, so question, Mel, got a load of Tattered Lace USBs from a few years ago. Can those be files be used as stencils? Yes, so if you've got something that's got like a Tattered Lace design, if you remove the outside edge, then it will cut in. So the outside edge, whether it's on a die or an SVG file or a stencil design, if you remove that outside edge, everything that's inside then will cut into your cardstock, so they can all be used like that, and a lot of them for paper piercing as well, which is really cool. Right, Stephanie, are you ready for us to come back?
We are indeed.
Lovely, thank
right,
you.
So the first thing that I'm going to do, this is a little bit controversial, because with a lot of stenciling, you start light and you build up your colour, but we're going to go the opposite way with this paint. So I'm going to take one of my sponge daubers, I'm going to take the brown, and we're going to go in with this, and we're going to stencil and just literally tap in. We're just going to put this paint in. Now, just so that you can see how good the stencil is, but also how amazing this paint is. Look at that. I'd never normally dare do this.
Look at that.
It's frigging brilliant. It's brilliant.
I love it. If you want the paints, you're getting 22 ml bottles
right
for $19.99. You've got a £5 saving on that today. I love stenciling with those sponges.
Oh, I do too. And so what I'm doing now is I'm using the paint that I've laid down to create my design.
Brilliant.
Right, now, so we've done that. So let's get this just into the edges so that you can really see how sharp the edge and the detail is. Now take a look.
Wow.
Okay, and I haven't got all the edges tight yet, but I will as I come round. So I'm just putting in, and I'm using this brush, but look at the quality of the stencils that we've got. We really can work this right into here, down his wings, which, you know, these normally, these little bridges, and this is down to the Cadence stencil paint, glue as well, but down those wings, you would not get that pristine finish that you've got there. That is what I really want to be able to share with you. Right, we're going to go into his tummy.
And look how far that paint's going.
I've only
gone in once.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm coming down here. Okay, now I'm literally going to take some of the black. And again, so we're going to meet the brown coming up the middle.
Okay.
So we're going to come up here. We're just going to meet this brown. Look, so right in. And the great thing about these sponges, look how I can use the edges of them. I can literally work it round.
And
like
you've got the
this.
3 different sizes as well, haven't
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm literally just putting in that darkness here. Right, so let's keep these edges. And also at the same time, I'm cleaning my stencil. And that is one thing about this Arteza paint that you are going to love. The cleanup is so easy. So I'm making sure that I've got really nice sharp edges on his wings. So I'm just pushing that in. Right, now I'm going to start to just get a little bit more paint in there. Right, now I'm going to start to work on the colour. So how clean could you get your stencil working that clean without normal paints?
Amazing.
I think this paint's made for stenciling.
Yeah.
So I've got a very dark sponge, and this is why I want to show you how good it is. So I'm going to take the gold that I've got there. Now look at that gold. When I pick it up, look at how bright it is, because the paint is sitting on the surface. So I've got to work it quite hard to get that gold to come into the actual edges of the design. So I'm just going to be putting that bit of gold that I've got there into his wings. And I'm just literally working that in as I'm going with this, really just pushing that up into there. Then I'm going to take some of the silver and I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to texture this in. So I'm getting a different look with it. So I'm texturing it down his eyebrows and across the top of his head. And then we're going to go down with the silver again, and we're just going to go round the outside edge of his feathers. And we're going to do the same on this side. We're just going to go round those outside edges of the feathers. And because the dark's already there, he's going to really start to come to life. And we're just going to put a little bit of this across his tummy and across these feathers, because we need them to just get a little bit of that metallic in here. And then a little bit more of the gold. So now I'm going to bring that gold and just build up a little bit more of a layer here, so that we've got a bit more gold on his tail, on his feathers here, on his wings, and a little bit on here. Okay, so we've got nice effects there. Right, then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to find yourself a little brush, doesn't matter what kind, and we're going to go into our white. So little tip for you, when you get these, the easiest way I've found to get them off, pierce it and then just let that just lift up like that. Okay, that then will drop in the bin there. Right, so tiniest little bit. So we're going to put in a little, his little eyes. Okay, right.
Wow. You have to come closer for that. That looks amazing. Look at that. Wow.
So you put the black down first.
It's seamless, isn't it?
It is. You put the black down first and then the metallics over the top.
Lovely.
I just love the effect that you get. It's just another way of trying different effects with stenciling. And it looks so interesting. Now, the other thing that you can do, which just to show you how good this paint is if I take a little bit of, I've got it on my hands, you could, if you chose to, just come back in and do so. I'm just literally going to line it in and draw it in as if I'm adding in my own little bit of detail and feathering. So I've literally drawn that in with the brush. You can do the same here. You can pull it down. So see, I'm just pulling this down, so I'm making and adding more texture into it, and that's the beauty of this product. It is so good. Let me just show you that on the side. Look how you can get that texture just by pulling it down. So the paint itself is highly blendable, is really well behaved, and you can put those metallics on top of the darks and it looks fantastic.
It does look fabulous. Right, I'm going to ask you a favour, Stephanie, if that's all right. Can you do the counter for the last 10 minutes?
Of course I can.
And I can go and set up my heat transfer.
Absolutely.
Perfect. I've just realised Andrew's my producer and I haven't got my phone with me or my headphones.
Oh.
No, I say I always forget something. I always forget something.
Can
Is
I?
that all right?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just borrow that stencil cleaner for 1 second?
You can, yes.
Because I want to show you this, and then I'll come down the counter. Thank you ever so much. I'll see you in a little while.
Right, yeah. I'm going next door.
Right.
65% of those brushes are now allocated.
I've only put the tiniest little bit on because it literally will wipe off. Look at how that stencil cleaner. Where did I put a bit? Let's put it on here. We'll just put it on here, guys. But quite honestly, you can just put this in the sink, and that will literally wash off. And in fact, I think it actually works better. Oh, I know what I needed. That was it. It's here. Never mind your stencil cleaner. That'll get the glue off the back. But look at this. There. That's what I wanted to show you. Look at it. It literally will be, in a second, it will be perfectly clean. Those paints are phenomenal. So please, everybody, if you can afford it, to get that quality and that number of paints, to get your stencil back to that as easily as I have. Isn't that? And another one last little wipe, and it'll be super, super clean. There you go. Right, let's go back down the counter, show you everything we've got, and then, oh my gosh, the time's gone, and I can't wait. Please join me for that painting class that I've got later on, because I am going to be showing you loads of new techniques and loads of ways of using the equipment that you've probably already got. So let's go down the counter and look at that now it's drying. Look at the metallics. Looks great, doesn't it? So we've gone from, if I show you this one as well, let's get that one up. So we've gone from really, really soft, using our pastels, to that really strong colour. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look at what we've got for you then. So first of all, you are getting 8 stencils here. They're in sets of 2. So you've got the 2 owls, you've got the 2 florals, you've got the sunflowers, and you've got the roses. If you'd like to get a hold of those, shop lace, $22.49. They should be $9.99 each, but you're paying less than, what, £3 a stencil? That's a great deal. Okay, the next thing that we've got for you are our larger stencils that are our sentiments. So, so what does that say? Follow your dreams. Oh, follow your heart. Then you've got dream big, and you've also got, whoops, make it happen. And look at that. That on the front of a picture on the wall would look amazing. So that's one. Shop Dream, $14.99, gets you all 3 of those. Our brushes, which please get those if you can afford it, because Shop Brush, the art brush set, you get 4 of the chunky brushes and 5 of the paint brushes, and that one is Shop Brush $9.99. There's 4, only 4 left, guys. Our stippling brushes, these ones, I'm going to be using these in the next show that I do at 11. Shop Stipple, they're $14.99 for 6 of them. You can't have enough of these. I've got like a dozen of them, and I just keep them all in one pot, and they're absolutely blinking brilliant. The stencil brushes, if you'd like those, Shop Nature, you're getting 6 stencil brushes for $9.99. We've got our foam, which is our Cadence cut and use foam. So if you would like to get hold of this, then this is $5.99, Shop Sponge. Also, we have our stencil spray and our stencil adhesive, adhesive and the clean. Our spray is $9.99. That is the best stencil spray that you will ever use. It's absolutely superb. It's a very fine mist. It's just the right amount of tack, and you can get multiple applications by one spray. So Shop Spray for that one. If you'd like the cleaner, which is really designed for cleaning the glue off the back, that's its main purpose. Shop Clean, there's a £2 saving on that one. That's $12.99. Now, these sponges, 10-piece pack, you're getting 3 of the 3 and a, sorry, yes, that's right. You get 3 of the 3 and a quarter inch. No, you get 3 of the 0.6 centimetres. You get 4 of the 1.9 centimetres and 3 of the 3.2 centimetres. So they're the big ones that I was using. But you're not going to get 3 of each. You're going to get 12. In fact, you're going to get 40 brushes in total for $19.99. Our Arteza paint, you get 20 colours for $19.99. Shop Paint. When that's gone, we will definitely not get it back at that price. That is 30. Okay, guys, that is going to be because the company's been bought by Plaid in America. They're regrouping. The pricing, well, the pricing is just not going to be what it is at the moment. If you'd like to get your pastels, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to show you anything with these. Shop Pastel, it comes with the extender. It's like getting that for half price. Shop Pastel, that is just $9.99. And then this is my top tip for the hour. Shop Oil, and you're going to get your oil pastels and your blending stumps. They're a real must to do some really clever stenciling, and try that new technique with the chunky brushes. I think when you get those, you'll love them because of the results you can get. So we've got lots of you watching, and it's really nice to actually that Daphne said, thank you for showing us how to use all the tools. I'm writing as we speak, free classes. Absolutely, that's what we want to do. We want to do more and more of it because we're about building this crafty community. So please, everybody, tell your friends. Don't forget our Refer a Friend scheme. That's a really good idea as well. And then let's just have another look at these samples and just show you what they look like, because I really do think that there's so much that you can be doing with them. I'm just going to pick these ones. So I've just picked a few. Right, so here we go. This one's really interesting. It's complete single colour. The panel across the middle was put on so that as a piece of card, so that when it was stenciled, it missed these, because this is all one piece of card. But look at how you can then take the same design and use it with your foiling pens. Now, these are absolutely built purposely and perfectly to work with your hot foil pen, so that's going to look great. They would also work with your etching mediums as well. But look at this one with the foiling pen. That's gorgeous, isn't it? It really adds something special to the design. Then we're going to let's look at these sunflowers, because I think that on a soft background where the colour's been blended and then you've got a monochrome colour on top. Looks really, really clever. Dig into your background papers if you want help choosing your colourways and pick out 3 colours from your background papers. Then don't forget you can also use them for embossing. So 3 reasons to buy, multiple ways of materials you can use them with. Use them for your card making, use them for experimenting with your mixed media, use them in cut shapes, but also use them in embossing as well. All of that with this set of stencils. Shop Lace if you'd like to get those. Lovely Mel is coming up next. She's got a great deal lined up for you. I'll be back with you at 11 o'clock with some painting techniques, showing you something you haven't seen before. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.